MD and CEO, is currently speaking. Let's cut into that and hear out what the management has to say.
If we take that out, it's up 22%. Key drivers of our consolidated PAT: auto and farm, capitalizing on a market leadership, up 23%. We talked about the market share gains. Rajesh will talk about margin expansion that we're driving. Port Tech Mahindra Finance contributing well. TechM coming off a low last year, the same quarter, up 2.5 times. Mahindra Finance up 36%. And our growth gems with the 5X challenge have grown significantly in this quarter from a longer-term growth perspective. We don't look at profit for that quarter to quarter, but even from a profit standpoint, it's grown 72%, excluding a gain that we had for Teco revaluation last year. The thing I'll highlight here is our renewables business, Sustain. We had laid out a plan to add 1 gigawatt every year for the next 5 years. In the last quarter alone, we've added close to 1 gigawatt. And that business is on a very strong track right now. Diving a little deeper, the auto business, I'll focus on the capacity part here. It's at 54,000 units a month, up 10% versus March. Again, as promised, we closed last year at 49,000, which we had outlined, and we had talked about going to 54, which is what we've done now. The profit there is 1,423 crores. From a farm standpoint, we've seen volume up 4%. We're seeing an uptick in rural sentiment, and Rajesh will spend again more time on talking about what we see and what we expect as well for the rest of the year. Strong execution and profit after tax 800 crores. Yes, there are some challenges in international there, given a lot of the market conditions in different markets, but those are things that we see as shorter term issues and then things that we will work through. Mahindra Finance, I talked about asset quality continuing to be strong. Disbursements have declined 1%. And this is one that doesn't concern us because our focus has been on maintaining strong asset quality, working with customers where we feel that we can manage that well. And growth is inherent in this business. It will come. Our assets under management have grown 20%. And for us, it's more important to do the right thing, to grow the business the right way. And yes, in some quarters, we may see low disbursements, but that's part of how we will grow this business. We're looking at expansion into the mortgage business to help our diversification agenda, which is one that we've talked about in the past as well. And again, you see a healthy profit growth here at the Mahindra Finance. Tech Mahindra, mixed demand outlook, overall positive, but there are some areas where industry demand is a little muted. BFSI deals have been a good win for TechM, focused on margins as I talked about, and here again, as I talked about earlier, profits up 2.5 times. A little deeper dive into our growth gems. Logistics, we're starting to see some uptick in volume across the industry, and that's starting to help the logistics business. Cost efficiency initiatives are underway, and fully integrating the Rivigo acquisition for Express, which has been a drag in the past, but we're starting to see things turn around there well also. So you see revenue up 11%, EBITDA is up 40 basis points there. On hospitality, business is doing well. Occupancy is at 77% flat versus last year, but this is despite a higher room inventory. The average unit realization is up, and we are seeing some softness in Europe for the holiday club business that we have. But overall, business is on a good track. Real estate is actually on a very solid track. We are starting to see significant growth there, both in terms of profitability as well as land acquisition, which is something that will drive future growth for that business, and a healthy pipeline in our industrial cities as well. And with some of the recent government announcements, that opens up a new vista of growth for this business. So I'll end by saying we continue to deliver on our commitments. ROE stays above 18%. EPS growth continues to be strong. As we look at it from F22, which we had promised, it's 40% compounded annual growth since then. And let me then hand it over to Rajesh to have him talk about what are some of the key things that have driven this performance. Rajesh, over to you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Let me just build a little bit on.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.